is able to see my screen now, and I'm coming to my presentation. It's here. So I'm going to talk about how to manage bibliography using LaTeX. Okay, so this is going to be a sort of demonstration kind of session, right? Where that I will be just dealing with very few basic things about the bibliography management, right? Bibliography there are is a very vast topic in itself, and of course there are many ways in which this can be achieved. Okay, so what I will be touching just the very basics of this part, and once we are done with a sort of with the bibliography management part, then we will be having a quick walkthrough how to write your thesis in LaTeX, right? And that will be given also given as a sort of next tutorial session will be based on that part as well. Okay, so let me first start with the bibliography management using LaTeX. As as I was thinking yesterday that how should I introduce this subject, but probably this is such a subject which does not really need an introduction, right? It is like it is the most essential component of any document, right? So it has the same importance as the text in a document has the same as bibliography is having. Okay, but more importantly, I think there are two other specific reasons where you really need bibliography in any research article or in thesis, right? The first main argument that goes in support of bibliography is that it gives you a sort of confidence, not only to you but also to the person who is reading your document, right? This literature review part, uh, this perfectly here mentions about that what sort of work you have undertaken, what is the base behind that, okay, or the idea which you have taken up, what is the base behind that, okay. So or if you are including the proper references of the things which you have spoken about or things which you are doing, then that gives a sort of confidence to you that yes, your idea is has a solid base behind it, and also the reader will be taking those ideas pretty seriously, okay. And of course, uh, another main important part of including bibliography in the documents is to give the due credit to the works, to the effort which people have put behind the work, which are serving as the base for the things which you have undertaken. Okay, so, all in all, what I want to say is that it is one of the most important component of any document, right? Whatsoever is the reason I can we just discussed. And another important fact, an important thing where bibliography becomes most important is just to suppress this plagiarism kind of thing, right? So whenever you can avoid plagiarism by giving again the due credit to the people who really deserve that. Okay, so you can use bibliography in order to avoid this plagiarism whenever either you are quoting the actual words of some person directly, means a quotation type of thing, or you should also try to uh, give credit, or you should also try to add the things in bibliography even if you are completely rephrasing the ideas which were or ideas which were proposed by the persons in whom you are whose paper you are taking as a base, okay. And also you have to give the due credit whenever you are borrowing certain facts or other material illustrating helping in idealizing the things you have undertaken, right? The only cases, where we avoid giving the credit in bibliography is whenever it is a common knowledge kind of thing, right? For example, I want to take an example for the physicists, right? Now, whenever we mention atom, right, we never are now going to give credit to sort of Dalton proposing for atomic theory, or maybe sometimes even if we are using electron time and again, we are not mentioning J.J. Thomson again and again, right? Because those things have become a sort of common knowledge. So they can be written without writing those bibliography kind of thing, but any sort of ideas which are not lying in the category of a common knowledge, they should be duly credited while writing your bibliography things. Okay. So what is bibliography? So it is actually containing this information of the source which you have taken or on which your research is based. It should contain the author, it should contain the title of the source, means the title of that article which you have, which you are really quoting, or the information about the journal where that was published and when it was published, right? So it can give a idea about how old or how new this idea is actually. Okay. So, and there are many formats in which the bibliography can be displayed or can be attached, but this common information about the author, title, publication, etc., that will be common across all type of sources. Okay. So citation style means how you are citing your work. So probably again there is no fixed style or fixed way of citing the things, right? Many places require it to be in the different ways. Okay, but generally it can be categorized, in three main formats: this Vancouver system, or author year system, or one that in the superscript style system, right? So all the things they have been discussed in, I mean, some common sort of styling ways they have been discussed in the coming sections. Okay, so now I think we are getting back to the real business, that how that bibliography can be inserted inside the document. Okay, so before I start mentioning anything about this, we have to keep in mind that bibliography forms the end part of your document, right? This is the final part. So whatsoever you want to do about bibliography, that is done at the end, but just right above the end document thing. Okay, once I have finished all my document, then bibliography will be just before end document. So we have to remember that we will be doing a sort of demonstration of this as well in the coming slides as well. So the first way in which the bibliography can be done is, means the most simplistic, but it is never used actually nowadays. Okay, so for that you can even take help from your old friend, which is begin enumerate and end enumerate, and then you can just arrange it in the form of the items and the labels and this thing. But this is not a very nice way of doing the things in bibliography. Reason being, it requires a lot of manual labor, right? You have to write everything by hand, and another problem of this is that this has a sort of it's not portable. Okay, portable, what do I mean is that the same reference database can be used with the multiple documents, right? In with the different styles in the different way. Okay, so the main thing is that if you want to really write a citation, you can start with the begin environment and environment, just modify the style a little bit, and then you can get it. But the problem is a lot of manual labor is required in doing this, and also it's not going to be portable at all, right? So that's why this is never preferred. Just I wanted to just tell that this is also a possibility. Okay, if you do not want to learn any new thing with the previous knowledge, you can still formulate the references. And this is one example I have given where we have written using this begin enumerate, but it's highly discouraged, right? We should not be doing it at all. Okay, now then, LaTeX has done something special for us, that it has created a special environment given the name bibliography environment, or for creating the bibliography inside the document here. Okay, Though I will not be saying that it's a wonderful thing all of a sudden has happened, it also has its own problem, right? Like portability is one of the problems, but it at least solves some of the problems of us, right? But finally, there are certain other programs as well. For example, WebTech is there or NetWeb is there, which help us formulating the bibliography by using the external databases, right? And now this has all the possibilities of having that portability, saving manual labor, etc., etc. Okay, so generally by bibliographies can be handled either by manually making the entries inside the document or using external bibliography databases. And nowadays nobody is I think preferring this manual way, okay, because it's not very attractive and it's also not very efficient in many ways, okay. But these externally imported bibliographic databases have attracted a lot of attention, and they have become very smart in many senses, right? They are not only helping in writing the documents, but they are additionally helping in enhancing research as well. I will come to that point once we have that JAV reference kind of thing at the end. So, but I will be covering both of them, means I will be demonstrating both of them, how to manually add the bibliography by using bibliography environment, and also how to use an externally used bibliographic databases, right? Though I will not be covering BibTech or NetWeb in details, I will be just helping in the insertion of a sort of um, first draft instructions, right? If you want to modify the styles or the other things, that can be taken up later once you go into the details of that. Okay, so manual bibliography, as we said, it's a bibliography environment. So obviously we need to go to our code or have a look into this. See, let me just first tell you what I have in my code here. Okay, so I have nothing. I have my preamble. My old friend means I'm doing it for an article. Okay, and then I do have my preamble and all those packages. All of them are not required here. Okay, and in additionally, means at this moment we need only these two additional packages which have been added to this part. And then I'm going giving my begin document thing, and just I have this much text here. Okay, I hope my screen is visible, right? So I have only this much text here. Here are the various references. And in my document, I have only 4 references added. Okay, 2 they are visible and 2 are commented. Okay, I will tell you for some certain purpose I have done that. But at this moment, uh, there are 2 active references for me. But my document actually contains 4 references. Okay, so I have hidden 2 of them for with a specific purpose. Okay, so first we will try to make an addition to my bibliography environment. Let me comment out something from here, and once I compile it, just my text. So on the right hand side, this is only my text. Okay, it's still showing some things here. Okay, so what I saw in my document, okay, I have just, let me just comment this out as well. Okay, so my text is this much only. Here are the various references. So I do not have anything here. Okay, now what I will do is I will now add, I will now try to demonstrate how to add this bibliography with manual way here. Okay. So as we said that this will be done by using the bibliography environment. So we are now familiar with it. What we need to do for inserting this bibliography environment is the bibliography environment. It has automatically inserted something. Now it's the widest level. You see, it needs a certain argument here. It says the widest level. Okay, so here what we can specify is that roughly we need to give it an idea roughly how many references I am going to have. Even if you do not specify it, it still will be fine. But uh, that way it reserves the spaces for the numbers or whatsoever level you want to assign to a reference. The space is reserved for that. So generally what we do, we write this thing here. So basically these four places are reserved for writing the numbers corresponding to that to the bibliography items which you are going to enter. Okay, so this is what is the template for it, and I think we are familiar with this, that begin environment and end environment, that is going to set up the specific conditions for bibliography, entering the bibliography. Then this is very much like begin enumerate and end enumerate kind of thing. The only thing is that the entries are to be made by using a special thing that is called as div item. Div item.
Dr. Sunil?
Yes, sir, please.
So this 4 zeros means 4 number of references, is it?
No, this means maximum 4-digit number can be 9,999.
Okay, okay, fine.
So it's just
Okay.
4 places of text
Okay,
of
okay, fine, fine. Please go ahead.
so it says that div item, then the site key here. We can omit this first hand. Okay, yes, we can. We have to give the name of the thing with which you want to refer this text further, right? For example, in my citing, I am using these four things here, names here. So I have to specify the key here or the name here with which you are going to call that particular reference in the text. Okay, so that need to be given here. For example, I'm just borrowing the things from bottom. For example, then Boni 96, let's say I have given. So this is what will be serving as the key with which you are going to refer your bibliography with this item within the text. Okay, so this is the and then as I told you that there are many different things which are associated to a particular reference. For example, author's name is there, title is there, and the name of the journal where it is published, etc., etc. Those are need to be entered here. So within this div item environment, there is a sort of command called as new block, and this block will be helping to define the divide the same reference in different fields, and whenever that reference is printed, they all are joined automatically. We need not to do anything here. For example, in my first this thing, we have 4 authors. So what I am going to do, I am just going to get them there and just the first the author. Similarly, I am going to create 2 more blocks, new block, and then I will be taking the name of the paper or the title of the paper, and similarly the last one is going to be the thing where it was published actually. That's here, and blocks. So let me just bring it. This completes my, I think, entry of first web item, and similarly we can make an entry about others as well. So all this needs to be done within the begin bibliography environment, and what we can do is then we have to simply compile the things, and okay. So what do we see here? That we have given our first reference, and it is appearing here. Though here is one problem with the manual entry, that we have not referred this reference anywhere in the text, but still it is appearing. Okay, so the this is not a very good thing, that you do not make side reference to something, or maybe you you remove the relevant text corresponding to a particular reference and still the reference is appearing, right? So the other method which we were mentioning, that gets rid of this problem pretty easily, right? Here we cannot do anything about this. And I'm just mentioning this so that we have an idea about the pros and cons of each and every way we are doing it, right? It's easy to compile. You just press compile and it's easily appearing. And once I cite it, and I
Sir, excuse me.
yes,
Sorry to
please.
interrupt, sir. I'm not being able to understand this thing. Would you please, I mean, repeat this thing, please?
Okay, so the thing is that what I was saying is, let's say we have just made an entry in our bibliography environment about an reference. Okay, right? So it is appearing
Okay.
here. But the thing is that
Okay.
we have not referred it anywhere in the text.
Okay.
So generally, I think it's not a good idea that you write the
Yes.
references, but your text is not any of part of your text is not based on that reference.
Yes. Unfortunately.
Yes. So I mean is that these manual methods, they cannot take care of such things.
Yes.
Okay.
So
But
is there any kind of, I mean, additional
yes,
softwares that we
yes,
could, I
yes.
mean,
So
integrate with LaTeX?
yes,
Just like
means
we
Biblio.
integrate actually EndNote with the word I actually told the very first day.
Uh-huh. So what I
Uh,
mean is that I was mentioning about BibTech and NetBib. They are very smart that they can take care of such kind of things. They will not be putting any reference inside your document which are not referred by the text.
so would you please be kind to, show us about big tech
Of
and
course, of course. Means
okay.
the
Thank you very
second
much, sir.
part of my demonstration will be based on that. I'm just sort of trying to tell you about the problems which we can face with the manual entries, so that BibTech and NetBib will be removing them, right?
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
So the thing is that we have not referred, and yes, and but let's try to refer it here. And so now we have our reference one got here, and of course this blue is coming because of that hyperref package. This we have already discussed here. So these are the different. This is the first way of making an entry
Yeah,
here.
Dr. Sunil.
Yes, please.
Yes, so I wanted to ask that as we can see that something is coming in italics, these PP are getting written and June and 1996 is written.
Yes.
Have we typed all these things there?
No, not at all. Actually, this is what is the beauty of bibliography environment. This is automatically doing the things for us.
How does it know that when which block is for authors and which block is for title? How does it know that? That is the question.
Okay. Uh, okay. Sorry. I think I did not. Okay. So your question was earlier that how is this thing italics is coming,
Okay,
right?
you have personally formatted it.
Yes.
Okay, I see.
Yes.
It's,
Env command is doing this for us. Okay. So this is another problem of bibliography environment here, that it does not know about the different blocks. Okay. And it will be making the entries the way you enter inside it. For example, let us say I think if I move this upward, it will not be really able to make out that where are the authors and where are the things here. So it will be just
exactly.
this is another manual way actually of doing the things here. Okay. But again, the other packages, they will be there will have we have to specify the fields specifically like that. So and yes, this is there are many drawbacks of
Sir,
making the
excuse me.
entries manually. Yes, please.
Sir, what about the styling? I mean, there are different types of styling we need to follow. For example,
Mhm.
I mean, Chicago citation style, Harvard Business Review style, American
Mhm.
Psychological Association style. Okay.
Yes.
So I need to fix out the style as well, right? I mean, right, sir?
Yes, yes. At this moment, you have to do everything by hand. Actually, in the bibliography environment, yes, you have to do. But again, our packages like Bibliotech or Netflix, they automatically will do. Even they can
Okay. So,
identify the different type of references as well between the articles, the books, etc., etc.
okay. So that should be the way. That makes our job much more
Yes,
easier.
yes.
Okay.
I
Okay.
actually, again, I'm saying that why I am showing all this is just in order for the completeness sake. That's the one thing. And secondly, it's the better way to discuss the problems, what this environment can encounter, can provide us with. So
Okay.
that's the only reason for doing this. Okay, I'm not
Okay.
saying that we should go by this method actually. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Sunil
Thank you very
sir,
much.
one more query. Like in before the title of this reference which you have used, there are some kind of two dash is there. So what is the function of that? Is it making an inverted comma or something else?
Yeah,
Where these
those
are
are the
just the
opening quotes.
quotation marks, quote marks here.
Quote marks.
It is
Yeah,
actually opening quotes, and I think he has
yeah.
forgot to put the closing quotes which are appearing in the next block,
Okay,
which
okay, okay.
appear at the end of
Yeah.
the.
Okay, fine, fine.
Yes, yes. Yeah, yep, that's
But
right.
these quotes are different in the this line and the below line, right? Is it?
This one actually. So those are the top one are the left hand quotes, and these are for the right quotes actually.
Okay,
Mm,
okay, okay. Fine,
yeah.
fine. Please
Now
go
I
ahead.
think this appears better, right?
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
yes, this is the manual way of entering, but probably not a very good way. There are so many problems by doing this, right? So there is another way also existing, right? That is okay. So that way, I think now I'm going to demonstrate is that, as I mentioned, that we can use an external bibliographic database. Okay? And what do I mean by an external bibliographic database? Is this thing here. Okay. So here, I think the things are mentioned. I think uh, like you see so many things here: books, right? Article, etc., proceedings. Okay, so for these, for all the same references which have been included here. But let me come back to my presentation in for a minute. Then I will come back again for the second part of the demonstration. Okay, so this is all about the manual things. They appear like this, and of course, you can get this sort of appearance as well with the manual things. Okay, and what you have to do for that is, here in this part, in the same thing, you have to, in the div item, you have to give uh, some additional arguments. Okay, for example, here if I try to give something, because here if you see the references are appearing 1 2 3 like an alphanumerical number, but if you want something else to appear here, then you can get a square bracket, and I can get some relevant text. At this moment I'm just using this just in order to demonstrate that you can change everything for the whatsoever you want to write here. That can be demonstrated. Okay, this is also, again, this is discouraged. This ways of doing the things is discouraged. We have to go for uh, using a better way of doing the things. For example, bibliolatech is one of the way outs. Okay, so there are so many good things, I think, which can be said about this thing. Okay, uh, for example, all the styling things, right? Specifically, some of the default styling as per the requirement, some common styling things, they are automatically implemented inside it. Okay, and it also becomes easier. As I said, it's portable. Okay, portable in the sense that you can use the same sort of repository for at the different places. Okay, and you need a new file for that, an additional file for that, having a sort of extension called as .bib. Okay, so, and what I was showing to you people just now, that is that was this bib file that was created for the same references that was shown for the earlier thing here, and it has a sort of information given like this: author, title, publisher, etc., etc. The same information is there, but in a different format. And also you always try to mention something here, just the type of the reference you are using. So at the rate of book, what I mean, This is a sort of book I am referring to. This is an article I am referring to. This is a sort of a paper published in the proceedings, right? So there are many options available for this, right? Many things which you can see in any documentation for more reference here. But in case of this bib file, you have to provide the type of reference. As I said, you have to provide the user defined citation and the details of the references, and all this information should be going into this information. For example, here at the rate of book, it is a type, right? This first HK comma, this is the citation key basically, and this is the information about the uh, about the publication. And more importantly, I would also like to add one thing, that there are one software we are going to discuss, okay, which automatically produce this type of information directly from the internet. Okay, JabRef is the name of that, and at the end of this thing, I will also be demonstrating how this file can be automatically prepared. So even I think you need not to write even a single line for preparing this kind of thing. Okay, if you're okay, so everything can be automated, I mean to say, except we have to put something here to make this thing works here. Okay, so I hope I'm clear on this, that now we are external database, I mean a file, this kind of thing, having three type of information: type, citation key, and the information of the things, and this can be automated as well. Only thing we have to do is something here. Coming back to our this part here, so I'm going to remove this bibliography part, manual thing, we don't need it, and let me get rid of this altogether, and so that it becomes easier to understand. And I'm going to come to this part. Okay, and I need to keep the text, right, because we have to print something. Okay, so again, if I compile my thing back, so I got my text back, and there are no references. So as we said that we need an external file. This is example3 underscore bib underscore refer.bib. This file should be created, auto created. We will do that in a minute, how that can be done. And then first we have to import this file to our document, and that can be done, that is done here by writing this keyword bibliography and writing the name of the file. Of course, this file has an extension .bib, right? But that's not sort of mandatory, perhaps. Okay, this should work without that as well. Okay, and so first, what I will do, I will try to compile it. Okay, and what we saw is not very good actually. Okay. Yes. Okay. So still, what we have done is we have just added it. Okay, and we don't see any references till. Okay, and let's try to now and this is something, one more command is needed. This actually says that, okay, this is importing that file inside this environment, or that command is there, and this command is telling this that external database, this is this file, that in what way you want to display the output. Okay, and this is what is actually needed, what needed to be done. Okay, so separately means all your bibliography component, that becomes a sort of separate entity. Whatsoever changes you do here, and wherever you are making an addition, that it's really unaffected by that things here. Okay, so we have added the bibliography style there. Now what I'm going to do is I have compiled it, and I don't see any references here because I have not cited anything in my document. So let me now first cite something in my document. I'm trying to cite this Boni 96 here, and then I'm going to compile it. Okay, and what I see, I got my reference back. Okay, and let me now try to cite my another thing, mg. Let me see if it is existing there somewhere. Yes, this is my second reference here. So what is this mg? That is the name of it, and name is actually existing here, and I have just I'm will be just recompiling it, and I see my references back. You see, in this database there are two more things: this pan and this again this thing hk, right? This hk and mg. Sorry, HK, MG, PAN, and the fourth one is Boni 96. I'm just calling these two names, and the corresponding references for them are appearing. But others I have kept them, so they are not actually appearing here. Okay, because they are not being cited. Once I cite all of them, they will be appearing here. Okay, just for the demonstration, I can just keep it here. Yes, so they all are appearing here. So I think that that's the one thing, one problem that is actually solved. Okay, that there is no something, but some. Yes. So okay, so one more thing I think I should tell you now is that, let's say I cited them and I just made it fresh, and all four of them has appeared. Now, specifically, let's let me just try again to remove both of them, and let me try to compile again. Okay, so what has happened here is that now these references are not gone. Okay, so here is certain procedure we have to follow, is that whenever we try to make any changes inside this file, right, or anything related to it. For example, it generated a sort of some default file for me with all the four references, right? But I have to remove two of them. So there is a specific combination which always should be used while running this combination of a tex file and a bib file. First, what we do, we compile this with PDF LaTeX. Okay. Then we have to go to our this bib file, and there is a special key that is called as F8, right? Let me just show that here. So F8 bibliography. I think you see it here. So this is for compiling that .bib file here. So then what I will do, I will be pressing F8 so that it gets compiled, and then I will be again try to compile it, and I see my references are gone here. Whenever you try to make any new addition inside this bib file, okay, we have to follow this procedure of first PDF LaTeX, followed by this F8 key, which is the bibliography key, and then again the PDF LaTeX thing. So that kind of thing needs to be done. Okay. But sometimes, you what you want is that your text should display all of the references, right? Whether they are needed or not. Means, for example, sometimes people like to in book want to give some further reading or suggested reading kind of thing, or there might be some reasons actually. I don't want to go into what could be those reasons. But if you want all the things in your bibliography to be printed, then there is a special command, this command here, no cite. And if I write the key name, for example, at this moment I do not have HK with me, right? I have not referred HK, but it is lying in my bibliography HK, and I want that it's a nice text, and though I am not referring it, but maybe I suggest it to somebody else to read it. Then I will be entering it, and once I recompile, okay, I'm going to have all these things here. And if you want to get all the references mentioned here, then just mention this star, means all uncited will also be present in your document. Not listening. Not listening, then I think I have to press F8. Then I have to tell it. Okay, now the fourth one is also appearing, right? So this specifically this combination we have to remember: PDF LaTeX, F8, and then the other thing. Just in
Yeah.
order to initiate the talking among with each other. Yes, please.
Yeah, I think that this Text Studio
Mhm.
by itself, I think it runs these commands. I'm not sure about it, but I think I read it somewhere that it takes care of all these things by itself. Maybe we can explore that later,
Yes.
but you can just check maybe.
Yes, actually, it's sometimes it happens, and sometimes it's really giving trouble. But when I'm manually doing it, it's doing fine. So probably that's the we should explore it a little more, I think. Okay. So I think the last now the part what I would like to do is probably now how to create this file. Means how to create in the sense how we can we need not to how we can ensure that we are not writing this and we are getting information from internet. Okay, there are many ways of doing this. Even Google Scholar can help you in doing that, because there you can directly import the bibliography things. Our suggestion specifically is for a package with the name called as JAVREF. Uh, just learned this name a few days back. Am I audible still? Okay. So,
Yes, yes.
okay, we will send you this link. I mean, how to install it. And one more thing is that I'm not very much familiar with this that much, except doing one thing. Okay, except searching for the articles and getting their citations, right? So the screen I think is visible. First, I will go to the file part here. So there it says new libraries, open libraries, import, export, etc., etc. So all means here I will be that focusing on this new library kind of thing, means new bibliographic database that will be created here. Okay, so we will come to that part a little later. Let's go to this bottom left hand part, that is web search, right? So this particular part is focusing on to getting the citation in the information about the citation from the internet, right? So search all part I see at this moment. There are certain other options here as well. For example, do you want to search an archive or cross-ref? So there are Google Scholar, etc., Inspire, etc., etc. Various sources from where you want to get your information. They have been listed here. So at this moment, I'm going to just leave it default. Okay, and here I want to example, if you know the name of the title of the article you want to search, you can directly type it here, and it will be giving the relevant information. But even if you're not knowing that if you are only aware of certain keywords about the things about the articles, or even if even you're starting your research career, you are interested in some particular topic of research, still you can use this JavaRef as well. You have to just type search the keywords here. For example, my recent interest is in quantum chromodynamics, let's say in physics somewhere. So I will be just typing that here, and what it will do is it will be opening up a search window. Okay, so it says open or search a new library. So let me just create a new library. So I have just clicked on new library, and it has opened me some untitled document, and it has nothing in it. Okay, and then I will be now searching. It has popped up a window. It has popped up a window, and it says it you could not find anything about chromodynamics. That's not a good thing, actually. Okay, sorry, let me type something else. Okay.
Okay, Dr. Sunil, may I interrupt a little bit?
Sorry.
Yeah, so maybe what we can do is maybe we can go to the article actually and then show them that how to download the .wav file and import it here.
Okay, sorry, where? Article.
If we know that where the article is, then we can
Okay,
download the
okay.
.wav file
Of
from
course,
that
of course,
particular
of course.
article site and then import it here.
Yes, yes, of course. Okay. That yes, that can be done actually. Let me just give it one try actually. So maybe okay. So it appeared actually. Should I continue with this then? Okay. So we got some of the materials here. Okay. It says overview of Suzy result atlas and this and that. So many relevant things means related to the things I was really uh, found. Let's say this is an article which is of my interest. Let's say the first one. Okay. So what I will do, I will be selecting it. I have selected it. Then I will be saying import entries. Okay. So is said number of entries successfully imported. Okay. So what you just clicking on it, what is said that what it has imported, the things are shown below. Author is here, then overview of this thing and where it was published, and of course one more thing, that is the article information and also the abstract of it. Okay. And then
So
yes, please.
maybe we can show them the BibTeX source.
Yes, yes, okay. So that's what I wanted to next to save it, and this is what is the BibTeX source. Okay. The
Sir,
information.
excuse me.
Mhm.
Sir,
Yes, please.
hello. Sir,
Yes.
how to refer this very article, I mean, within the text?
Okay.
Can
This is what.
can it do that
Yes.
automatically?
No, no. This is what I'm going to tell you. Right. This is the bib
Okay,
source.
okay.
Right. And these are the this information. What I have to do is we have created a new library. Now let's try to save it actually. Save library. Okay. Then it will be saying it is a bibtech database file. Okay. So it will be by just saving this library will be creating, I think, let's save it somewhere here, download and new bibtech. Let me just name it
Sir,
as
I
new
think
bibtech.
it will be better to save it where your tech file is there.
Yes, I think I wanted to copy it from there, but anyway, okay. So I think that's also better idea, probably. I because what I wanted to say is that okay, I wanted to add this means after saving, I just wanted to show the information, but okay, let's take it to the place where my other things are lying. That's a long place. Okay, they take then it's the workshop and okay. So the name given to it was this is new bib.bib. I think this is what we created, and if I just open it, it will be opening this file with the tech work actually, because I have not changed the default there. Okay, so that's why it's opening it with the
Sunil sir, it has already
yes,
opened. You can see at the
yes,
bottom.
yes. Means what I'm saying, it is opening it with the tech works. Okay, so this is what it is, and this is what will appear. Okay, we have just this is the bibtech source, and it is importing it in the bibtech format. Okay, So this way, I think you can make more entries inside into it. You can search your article, and you can keep the library same. And whatsoever new entries you will make, they will be automatically copied here. Okay. So this is not only that you have to copy it one by one. You can make multiple entries as well, and those entries they will be listed in the same file. Okay. And what you can do is then you can give this file as the source there, right? New web.web. So what I have to do is I can simply go back to my thing here, and then instead of the name I can give this new web.web, and that will automatically be incorporated into this, right? So and you can keep on updating this file whenever you get a new source or something. So this is what it is. And if you are specifying it directly like this, then it's very important to that your this code and the file is lying in the same direction. Okay. So just to proceed a little more further, that we have here used the plain bibliography style. You can use different bibliography styles here as well, right? For example, there is another option. For example, uh, you can use this alpha format, or right. So you can there are you can look for the meaning of them, in what they are actually different is, but they give you sort of different appearance to a text. Okay. Okay. And of course you can get set your bibliographic styles by changing these options. Okay. So okay. So there are different formats, and you can supply any of them just in order to change the things here. So what you have to do is you have to just make changes into these two lines, the bibliography styles, and those different styles they will be appearing here. For example, this ABB abbreviation style. That's it. Then I will be just compiling it. Okay, so it is changing the appearance in some senses. Okay, so this is what needs to be actually done. Okay, so I think I will not be going into the details what is style is doing, but you can I think go to the
Sir,
sources.
excuse me.
Yes, please.
So with due respect, sir, isn't it possible that I will select that particular article, over there in the JAFREF, and I can directly refer, here without actually, opening the library in my text studio?
No.
I must open that library in my text studio. That's the rule, right, sir?
Not text studio, but you have to give it. So as you see here, the thing is that your main document is reading the information from this file here, .web file here.
Okay.
If you are not going to
Yes.
make any entry into that file, it's not going to really.
I must actually mention that particular library. Within the bibliography package. Here, right? After that, the LaTeX will be able to actually read that. From that library, and then it will be able to refer from that library.
Yes.
Okay.
And the thing is that you can create only one library. Means you need not to change the libraries for the different documents, right? The different documents can read the same library, and they will be giving you the references which you have cited only. So that's why it's called as a database, right? But you have to add the things into that database actually, so that your document knows that okay, what sort of information I have to enter, I have to get. So right.
Okay.
So it's not a sort of means wireless communication is not possible. You have to get a sort of wired connection, and this bib is actually doing that for for that.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
So I think this is all about the references, and I think we can now move towards the main component for which we all were here for 5 days. Probably that's the compilation of all these information, how to really we can sort of, and that will also be giving a sort of closing kind of thing as well. So just allow me half a minute. Means I will stay connected, but let me pull my files back. Means where those which I want to discuss with you. Okay, so I should close this, right? I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. I need something. Okay. Okay, so I hope this is visible, and I want to maximize it. Okay, so am I still audible, right? So what we want to do is that, let's say that I have a target that we have prepared so many documents, right? And or rather than, let me put it this way, that I want to start writing my thesis, let's say. Okay, and what I want to discuss is that how I can make the best use of the facilities provided by LaTeX in doing that. Okay, so just I want to give you a brief overview of what is there in my this folder. Okay, the main thing which I should first focus is this thing here. Okay, so what this thing is, that this thing is a TeX document, independent TeX document. If I just open it for your reference, okay, then it's a simple text document, and I think it has appeared somewhere or not. It's going to. Okay, and of course I do have certain things here: certificate 1, 2, then I have assignments which we have prepared during all those 4 days, assignment on equation something, and then I have these abstract acknowledgement, etc., etc. So what I want to say is that I have different components which might go into a single document. Okay, that might go into a single document, and my main target is to understand how we can combine them into a single unified document, right? Why I mentioned specifically about the thesis is because what we can do is that while thinking about, okay, I have to write the thesis now, instead of means of starting, we cannot worry about many things. We should not worry about many things, right? For example, your titles or the other things that can be left to the later thing. What we can do is we can simply open our LaTeX Studio, and we can start writing the individual chapters, right? And ultimately, and we can compiling them independently, and ultimately we will like to combine them. So all these different TeX files here should be considered as a sort of chapters which are written for the thesis where you want to combine. Okay, so now what I have a one single file here with the name sample thesis that I will be calling as my master document. Okay, and what we are going to learn is that what things we can do here so that the information stored in all the other things is appearing in a comprehensive manner in a single document. Okay. So yes, here it's not open. Okay. Just give me a minute. I think it's taking some time to upload the things. So I hope I'm clear. What we are going to do is that we have different sets of information. It can be of any type, and we want to combine them into a single document in a comprehensive manner, which you also be doing in your later half of the day. Sorry, respond. I think it's fed up with me, perhaps.
Okay, so while Dr. Sunil is working out, I just want to point out something. Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
there was one question by you. Can we insert this particular whatever JabRef entry we are having? Can we insert in Text Studio without doing much, right? So that was your question. So
Yes,
there
sir.
is,
Yes, sir.
yeah, that option is available. Can I just share my screen for some time?
Sure.
Yeah. So let me just show you that. So my screen is, I hope, visible to you all. So what I have done is, here is Text Studio is open and JabRef is open. So what I will do is, I will go to JabRef. I will select some, you can see that there are many entries here, right? So whichever entry I want to insert, let us say I insert this particular entry. And then what I will do is, I will come here. You can see tech is written there. And it says push entries to external application, and in bracket there was Text Studio. So if I press there, then you can see that that particular entry has been inserted here. Okay. So you don't have to copy everything. You can always copy the key and paste it there. But if you don't want to do that, then that is not necessary. You can just do that from JabRef. I hope that answers your question.
Would you please repeat it, please? Please.
What you do is that you open your Text Studio. For example, I will delete everything here. Okay. I will go to JabRef. Let us say that I
Okay.
want to insert this particular reference. I will select that reference. Okay.
Okay.
And then what I
Okay.
will do is, here you can see tech is written, right? So what
Yes,
I will
sir.
do is, I will go and it says push entries to external application. I will press that,
Okay.
and you can
Okay.
see that that entry has now been inserted here. Backslash site, PI, everything is inserted here.
Okay, sir. I mean, would you please be kind to, compile it so that we can see that in real time, please?
I cannot compile it because I have not made any article and everything. I have to write the whole document and then compile it. It is an empty document right now.
So you can write down something else. I mean, anything.
Dr. Sunil is in the middle of a lecture
Okay.
actually.
Oh, sorry,
I am
sorry, sir.
following his
Sorry, sir.
time
Sorry,
right
sir.
now, and I am thankful
Sorry, sir.
for
Sorry,
to
sir.
him to allow me some time actually. Yeah,
Sorry, sir.
thank you
Sorry,
very
sir.
much.
Really sorry, sir. Thank you very much.
And more importantly, Shamimji, I think you're just worried that, like, that means the way what we did in the
Yes,
library, we
sir.
just opened it and we just clicked, and all the citation that automatically entered the database. Okay, so
Okay. Yes,
there
sir.
was no copy pasting involved, right? So,
Yes,
but
sir. Yes,
I
sir.
think this is another way of doing the things. So it was just searching the things you were looking for, and afterwards you
Okay.
just clicked okay, add this entry, and it did everything for you, right? So it's
Okay, sir.
automated, automatically, already it's automated. So
Okay. Okay, sir.
yeah.
Thank you very
So
much, sir. Thank you
I
very
think,
much, sir.
yeah. Okay, so I think this is what I had, that there are many things I do have, means which I want to sort of write in sort of a single document. It's just compiling, so the document will be appear in a minute. Yes. So here is just the template which I have just created. Just let me go through a little over it. We have the title page. Let me just reduce it a bit. So this is the title page we have. Okay. Afterwards, of course, there are so many people who will be helping you in realizing your dream, and someone will be very special, which you are going to mention here. And then, of course, there are plenty of certificates, right? With your or undertakings which you have to give, right? And of course you will be acknowledging the efforts of many people helping you, and then the abstract will go afterwards, and then the table of contents, and this and that, right, and so many other things, okay, to be followed. So this is just is the preamble, and then the list of tables and figures, etc., that will go with the things here. So what I want to point out is that inside this sample thesis, we have written the real code or the real things only up to this point. Okay, whatsoever is after it, this chapter 1 or whatsoever up to these chapters, that all has been just imported from the other independent documents. Okay, this is what we will be seeing in this thing here. So first we will, what we will learn, that how to create the pages from 1 to 11 containing this your bibliography, this table of contents and abstracts, etc., etc. And afterwards we will see that how to import the other information from the other things here. So what I will do is I will start with my preamble, okay, where this document class and something here. Okay, so as I said in the beginning, what we will do, that we will create all the documents independent of each other. Or let's say I have 7 chapters, and I will be creating all my 7 chapters independent of each other. Okay, and what once when I will start making my master sample, like the sample thesis.tech, you have to make the preamble in such a way that all the packages required, or all the new definitions which you had created somewhere, or all the preamble components, they all should be in the sample thesis, right? So first, after write independently preparing your chapters, what you can do, you can import your preamble part, because there should be only a single preamble part. One thing you have to remember, there should be a single begin document and single end document thing that can exist only at one place. Something, there is another equivalent approaches which people try to do, is that they that I will discuss at the end, I think. Then preferably that is a better approach. Okay, so while making sample thesis.tech, first we have to prepare your preamble, adding all the packages, and we have to be careful that all the documents which you have prepared, all your chapter which you have prepared, all the components of the preamble of that, they all should be coming here, and they should be inserted first. Okay, so up to this part, all what I have done is I have not written anything new, but I have taken up from all the assignments which were given to you, whether it's me, Arvind sir, or Abhinav sir. All those assignments, they are lying here. So all the preamble, that should all be copied here, and you have to make this document there as well, right? Afterwards, now once this preamble part is done, then again as usual, we will now start making the our still the preamble part is coming still preamble part. It's long, because it's a very ugly looking document, because I have just copy pasted it in a hurry, and everything was then combined. Okay, so that's why it looks so weird at this moment. But somewhere I have only this begin document and end document. So again, as usual, whatsoever things you have to do, whether including all the different chapters, or giving some essential information, that is to be given between begin document and end document. Okay, that is that thing we have to be careful. Okay, and then somewhere before this begin, I think somewhere this begin document is here. Then I will, after this, I will now start making my title page. Okay, and here all these things, they are for making this title. For example, some new commands have been, or okay, yes, this here my title goes, right? Is something, I think these are misplaced somehow. Okay, these are misplaced. Let me, I will be removing them later. But yes, my thesis starts from here. The title page will be started from here, and I have just created this preamble. Okay, where I can with large bold face letter, my thesis title goes, and then of course all the information, all the unnecessary information, probably unnecessary information whatsoever here has been given in this part. Okay, we have made use of our text formatting things, these spaces, and so on things, include graphics, just in order to prepare this page, right? So in your assignment, you have to prepare a page like this, right? Giving proper gaps by using all these things here. Okay, so that goes here, and then of course whatsoever you have written in the bottom, that everything goes here, and then afterwards we start a new page. Okay, and now here comes the main important part, that is this thing, which I think I will be just trying to clarify in few minutes that what it is actually this part, okay, the highlighted part. So what this include thing will be doing, that it will be, if I just say open it as well. Okay, so what do I have my certificate? I do not have any preamble, I do not have any begin document or end document. I just have the information which I have not written information here, but the information, this include command, what it will do whenever we try to compile it, it will automatically look for this file, that where is that certificate.txt file lying. And what it will do, it will be importing all that information within this sample thesis.txt environment, right? And if it is imported, then all the setting which you have done, means add packages, etc., that all information will be read into it. And whatsoever, if there are certain errors, let's say if I create certain mistake here, suppose I forget to write something, or maybe I forget something here, then what it will do, I will not be compiling this, I will go here, I will be compiling this. So whatsoever error are there inside those files, that all will can be sort of detected here. Too many, there's something it has detected. Okay, and it has also said here somewhere in the between, error in line number 9, and it said what it says in the bottom, certificate 1 line number 9, too many something. So you're compiling this common document, okay, and it is then compiling it within itself, and it is telling us where the problem actually is lying. Then we will go to line number 9 somewhere here, and we know this line number actually the problem is somewhere here in the document. If you have done this, and because it in line number 9 it encountered the problem, like, and the problem arising because of line number 6. So once this is done, and you get your certificate back. Same is the story with the other things as well. You can include as many as files you want, right? Acknowledgement, abstract, etc. Okay. Is it? I think the things should be pretty clear here. And also you can you can include those things. You can have the generated the list of tables as well. This slash list of tables, this have been discussed I think previously as well, that you do not need to do anything. It automatically looks into the whole document. Here I don't mean that whole document is only the sample thesis.txt. It will automatically look into the tables present in any of the chapters or any of the sections which you have included here. Same is the story with the list of figures as well, right? In my this sample thesis document, I do not have any table, I do not have any figure, right? I do just have these certain include statements, right? I have just statements only. I do not have anything except the title page or just the appearance. Okay, so we are just trying to control the appearance of your thesis from here by using different include statements or by different this list of figures or tables here, right? Automatically it will go to uh, into the different things here. I call this as a sort of object oriented approach, right? So that actually means is that you are initially compiling or dealing with the small parts, right? It makes problem identification easier, problem sort of solving pretty easier, right? Because then if you have small components like this. Okay, so then what this is doing, it is importing list of tables, figures, then creating certain space between the list of figures. After list of figures, it has I think some space vacant once it goes to that part, right? Just in order to give it a appearance. So that sort of things are controlled here. Of course, page numbering, what we want for the list of figures and something that is now it has returned to Arabic, but before I think we have set it to somewhere in Roman. You see here, Roman number we have set for all certificates and the acknowledgement and the abstracts for each is a page number Roman have been used like this. And once we are done with this part, and when we are returning to the real text, then I think numbering has to be restored to this number 1, 2, 3, etc., etc., and that is being done with this page numbering Arabic. So we have done returned back to Arabic, and after that, I'm trying to include the things which are appearing afterwards, the chapters and this. And at the end, we have this bibliography database, which is my bib, and also the bibliography style, which I have kept it to be plain at this moment. I can have the different options of changing the bibliography styles as well. So I think this was probably anything I have missed or no, perhaps. And I think I was trying to mention about what is the best approach. So I think the best approach could be that we can start preparing a sort of preamble like this. Not, I mean, with the title or etc., but since whenever we are thinking about writing a thesis, what we will do, we can create this file first, and let's say I want to write some equations for my document. Okay, then what I will do, I will open a new file. I will be just naming it as saving it as, let's say, save as my new equations. Okay, my new equations dot tech, right? So this has saved it. Okay, now what I will do, I will directly start writing equations here, begin equation environment, right? I'm not setting up anything here. Whatsoever I have to do the setting, that I will be doing in my master thing here. Okay, and what other thing I will have to do, let's say I write some equation, maybe begin equation E is equal to mc square, probably the most widely used something nowadays, this thing. Okay, and what I will do, I will go to my main sample thesis. I will remember the name, my new equation dot x. Then I will come back to my this document, and somewhere I will be including it. These are the certificates, etc., etc. Here I don't want. Here I would not. Let's say a new chapter I want to create. What I will do, I will include. Just only thing is that will have to remember the name of the file, that is there, my new equations, this one, and that's it. And what I will do, I will compile it, and I'm going to see that somewhere at the end, I will see my new equation inserted. Before, yes, you see here, this is my equation inserted, which was not present in the beginning, right? So this way means what you will do, whatsoever I have to do, I will be keeping of writing this independent code. I have a small components to isolate. It becomes impossible if it is a big document. There are so many problems that is coming up. Okay, so you can add new chapters like this. So you have, I think for writing your thesis, you can prepare this sort of preamble first, and then start creating chapters one by one. Just make sure whatsoever preamble you have, entries you have to make here in the main document, and just compile here. Write small documents, compile with this sample document. And I think that will be it from my side. Any questions?
And then the heading of the chapter, I mean chapter heading that.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Yes. Sorry. Yes. One thing I missed means okay. Chapter heading that is to be given here. Let's say I say the chapter, my new equations, means yes, because on then it will be becoming a new chapter there. My new equations. Let's say. Yes. So what I will do, I will go back here. Then you see there are, this is nice figure given by sir, and then we have the directly equation. Once I compile, I have this my new equations, and then your equation, and of course my all the components. So for example, this chapter was just now created, and my it will be updated somewhere here. Let's try to compile once more. And I should see it as chapter number 7. My table of content takes little time to get updated, perhaps. Yes. So the chapter 7 has come my new equations like this. Okay. So I have to just compile it a couple of times. So I think this is in my opinion, should be a good approach to try. That then you need not to worry. Otherwise, if you are independently preparing the chapters like this, then I will have to copy each and every part of your preamble, here, and this will the things will look very messy. There are so many packages being repeated here. So instead, create one main document like this, and just open a new document with the chapter name like this, and just you have to include it. Anything. Okay. So that's, I think, will be it from my side for today.
Any
Sir?
question? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Hello. Okay. Sir, I am simply losing my words that in this time of pandemic, how you, honorable, you and honorable, sir, you have been, so much cautiously, so much, laboriously. Okay, you have actually introduced us to the enriched environment of LaTeX. So my heartiest gratitude to you. And I have a request, if you please be kind to us. Then, because of some sort of very bad and rush weather here in the West Bengal, unfortunately, due to the internet connectivity, I have not been able to, participate in some parts of the lectures. So that's why, if you please be kind to us, you have shared almost, all the things, but if you please be kind to us, would you please share the whole lectures and the whole, assignments, the, whole PowerPoint templates, details very much organizedly, that this is, lecture number 1, the video lecture link, this is the PDF link of the lecture, and this is the PDF link of the assignment. This how, if it get actually shared, it will be very much helpful for us in the coming future as our reference part. And this very, thesis you have actually prepared here in the LaTeX. If you please be kind to share that with us as well, it will also help us, in our coming days, both the course and the PowerPoint, and the PDF. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, sure, that will be done actually. So probably we have been sharing some of the information each day, but maybe now we can compile everything, and we will be putting them in a common folder from where I think everyone of you can download.
Because sir, today morning actually I was, trying to get all the resources. I wrote down on my notebook, and I find out that okay, some of the lecture actually I am not finding. Most probably I am losing it because there are so long messages. In the WhatsApp. Okay, so this group also is going to help us quite a lot in the coming future. We can actually exchange our views. We could actually exchange our problems and other participants, and of course, respected and prudent both of you, sir. Would be kind to actually solve that thing for us. Thank you very much, sir. Once again, thank you very much. I'm really gratitude that you have actually allowed us in such an excellent platform. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks a lot actually for your kind words actually. So, and the thing is, I think within next 2 or 3 days, we will try to compile a common repository, and that will be shared with everybody, so that the things could be downloaded from there. Okay, so, because yes, any other questions?
She said there are some questions in the chat box.
Sir, excuse me. Sorry, sir, I'm disturbing again. I'm really sorry. But sir, regarding to that, common folder, the lectures, the assignments, the lecture, PDF slides, everything will be available there, right, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, the video recordings, the lecture slides, as well as the assignments and the course. Everything, we could access from there.
Okay,
thank you very much, sir.
Video recording, I think that might be a little bit problematic, video recording, because we are not using the same link for doing everything. There was a reason, because we are using it from our personal Google
Okay.
Google pages. So means whenever I
Okay.
didn't
Okay.
have a lecture, so that's why all lectures were coming to my database. So that will actually make the things difficult for us, because today this lecture will end,
Oh.
and then I think from Monday onwards we have to take the video lectures of our master students, and those all information
Okay.
will be going to our Dropbox,
Oh. Okay.
and
Okay.
we
Okay.
might
Okay.
run short
Understand
of
it.
some area. But yes, the text
Okay.
files, the PDF documents, they will be shared commonly, and we
Okay,
will
sir.
have a file there which will be mentioning about the video links of individual persons.
Yes, sir.
So
That will be
and,
better. That
and
will be
yes,
better.
so from where that text file can be, or sorry, that text file can be opened, and you will click on the link and you can download that.
Okay, sir. And the video link, sir, I mean, it will be difficult to share as well.
No, no,
Video.
video means just name of the video link will be lying there, and you just click and you download the information from it.
Okay. Okay. That will be enough, sir. Thank you very much,
Yes.
sir. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. So, Suresh, yes, Sumaya, please speak up.
Yes, sir. I want to ask that can we do it with the Mendeley or Mendeley
Yes, you can do it with Mendeley
Jabraf?
also. Yes. No, Jagraph is something different. Mendeley is something different. Mendeley
No,
is
but
used.
we can we put it inside the text file,
Yes, you
or we
can do
require
that.
any package for it?
No, it is no package is required. In Mendeley, you can export all the metadata in the form of a .bib file. That .bib file you can include in Jagraph, okay, or whatever your main repository is.
Okay, it means we require Jabraf, no, for
Jagraph,
.bib file in order to
no, no,
create .bib file.
no. You can use any text editor to create your .bib file. Jagraph helps you in many things, some of which we have demonstrated. For example, searching or inserting the citation directly into your text document. It helps you in many things, but it is not necessary to create the bib file in Jagraph. For example, Dr. Sunil has used Text Studio to create and display the .bib file. Okay, so Jagraph is not necessary, but it helps you. That is the only thing.
Okay, but I am asking that can we create bib file using Mendeley?
Yes, I told you that yes, you can export that in
Okay,
the form of a .bib file. Yes.
okay, thank you so much. And sir, I am unable to load the template in the QuickExe software. It is creating a lot of error there.
Okay, you can use Text Studio for the meanwhile to
Yes,
practice.
I'm
If
yes.
okay, and after
Okay,
that, maybe if you are still facing problem, then you may have to contact me personally, and I may have to look at your setup. Then only I can help you with the installation.
okay, sir. And in order to install some of the packages in Mictex console, it is not installing. Is there an internet issue, na? Because I'm unable to install packages in Mictex console. I've also checked the connection settings, but after then also it creating problem.
Okay, I think it is related to your internet connection only. Okay, if you are,
I will
for
check
example,
them.
yeah, if you have some proxy setting, etc., then you may have to configure that.
Okay, sir. And if we want to have IEEE style or different styles according to the journal paper, can we include it also?
Yes, you can
Yes,
do that.
yes, it is possible. Means that you can style your bibliography in the way you want. There are so many options available in.
Okay. So if we
So
can
I
get help from the help section, no?
Uh, yes, means you can get, means there are by default, so even there are by default many styles available, and even if you want to create your own style, that is also possible by using this using the this same combination of LaTeX and that BibTeX. It's
Okay.
extremely
Thanks a lot.
powerful actually. Yeah, we have not covered even many aspects of. We are just given a sort of very basic and simple introduction that how
Yeah.
it can be useful, but it's very powerful in many senses, right?
Okay. Thanks a
Uh,
lot, sir. Yeah.
okay. And I think there was one question from Kavita that all the files should be saved at the same location with a master file. The answer is no. Okay, even you can create sort of different different sort of repositories for the different folders. Like for example, I have made the chapter wise things. I mean, I want to keep all my figures in chapter one. Okay, so then what I will do, I will create a sort of different repository, and then while including, where is that include statement? Here I will be putting all the paths to it. That it's maybe my home, and then it's my download, etc., etc. virtual path. So it can read it from anywhere. Okay. The only thing is that you have to give that full path in include directory so that your this sample thesis.tech can reach there and do the compilation for you. Okay. So that's the one thing. And another question probably was example with some that is not possible to give it now, but yes, it is possible to add the references for individual chapters as well. Okay, the template I will be sharing sometime maybe at the end. Here you see there is some text here which says ref section new chapter dot view. So for each chapter we have a different sort of repository, and that can be read, and you have this print bibliography kind of thing which will help you printing your bibliography in any sense, right? It was not possible to include all kind of example in this small time. That's why I have not avoided it, but it's yes, it is possible, definitely. And Niru, there was a question that during the sharing of tech file of thesis, do we all the files of various chapter? If you want to give somebody the code of your tech file, then yes. Otherwise, generally, if you want your thesis, if you want to give your thesis for somebody to read, for example, your supervisor or anybody, then you will be sending the PDF files only. Then you don't need these subsidiary files. Okay. But if you are asking somebody to compile your thesis or build his experience on base of that, yes, you then need to supply everything. And that's I think. Any other question?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Hello. Sir, backslash include statement will not do that by itself. If we want to add references after individual chapters, then as we have used backslash include and the name of the chapter statement, this code, then if we have added the bibliography within that chapter, then it will not pick up that from there.
Actually, it is a sort of a trickier issue. As I said, means the problem generally comes up is that there is a sort of a bibliography database, any third party involved actually. Okay, and somehow before this, the compilation, even your bibliography, we found it difficult, maybe in some of the platform and also in tech work, that you have to include that pressing of F8 and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so it's a sort of third party, and that's why by experience people have found a difficulty in directly incorporating the things from the BIF, importing in this indirect way, that from chapter and then going that way. It's sometimes it's possible and sometimes it's not. So what people do, they leave bibliography as a sort of separate entity. That's why in the preamble we saw this kind of lines. Okay, like print bibliography in this section or something. So of course you can give it a try. If it works, then it's great. If it doesn't, then I think this method have been found to be more efficient.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I am having one question regarding the order of the references in the BibTeX.
Mhm.
So in some journals, generally we see while writing the introduction part, the references are given by the numbers 1, 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because suppose total references I am having 50.
Mhm.
Now I want to include some reference at the place 29, say.
Mhm.
So what I find the problem ki I have to find the location in my BibTeX file ki where this 29th position should be suitable for me. Means I have to find the 28th reference, then I have to give the 29th one.
No, see,
Follow my
sorry, please first finish your question, then I will try to answer. Yes, please. Are you done with your question, please?
So my question is with the order of references we
No,
are
no.
given in the
Question is clear to me. Means
yes, yes,
you
yes,
mean
yes.
to okay. So I mean do you
Because
have
generally the references is in 1, 2, 3. No? Order will be there. No?
Mhm.
Firstly, I have to reference 1, then 2, then 3. The order goes like that in the introduction.
Mhm. But this order can be changed, as I said, with the help of this styling information, right? For example, I have just given a sort of plane, okay, and let me go to my bibliography. That's the end here, okay. So I saw these numberings here, okay. So there, what you can do is you can go to this particular line, okay. You can you have to change the style here. There is, I think, I don't remember the name of the style. What that style does is that it automatically rearranges your references as per their citation number. Means if whatsoever paper is cited first, that will be appear number 1. Whatsoever you are citing that will be number 2, 3, and 4. So you have to just simply do it here. Even if you want to arrange them alphabetically, then you have to make just one choice here, alpha or whatsoever it is, right? And then they all will be alphanumerically something. For example, they all will be, I think, modified like that. You understand what I mean? This is, I think, was your question. So all that can be, and you see that takes surname as the first thing here. Now you see it has modified it, and then it's Bernandi and Branco and this and that, right? You say, the first 3 references, if you see surname Branco. If I just change it to back to plain again, then it will be again, I think, reversed. Again, I have to talk back to my bibliography.bab and maybe actually I have to invoke that back. Okay, so but I think that can be done. You have to simply play up with these options. Okay? So I think it's very much possible, and it's not really a problem. This happens. This is a very common requirement, actually. What I mean
Yes,
to
sir.
say, this is a very common requirement, and definitely BibTeX has this option. Just you have to scroll through all those options. Actually.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes, and I think you can discuss more on this part during the tutorial session, which probably is going to commence at around 2:10. Okay.
Okay, so we will meet again in the respective tutorial groups, and that will start from 2:10. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Both of you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.